Welcome back, guys, to another For Honor video. This week we're going to talk about the dev stream. I'm going to summarize what they talked about. There's definitely more information around, so definitely let me know what you guys think about in the comments. I'm going to try and summarize the bulk of it in the first 3 minutes or so of this video, and then get into some more detailed stuff towards the end. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and spank that like button. Okay, so the first big thing that really is just like the entire mood of this stream is they want to say that they are listening to the community. They've got a whole bunch of tools that they're going to use. They're talking about moving the dev streams to later in the week after they're pushing out the updates so they can discuss what's going on. In addition to that, they have a This Week in For Honor page, and the link will be below, and that is going to update every week with kind of what the team's working on. So even when we don't get fixes, we will know what they're trying to fix, what they're working on. Now this week, on that already, they talk about that the gear is going to be adjusted here soon, specifically that revolves around the revenge. They actually use the word break the game, and even better, they're going to work on the matchmaking so that when people are having those lower gear characters, maybe you're just trying somebody out, you won't get matched up against everybody else that has higher gear. Another really cool thing is that they included a little bit of information of the last round faction map and how it kind of went away from the Vikings. They actually explained some of what happened, and here you're going to see a screenshot of me showing what they're talking about, a tip and tricks for ideas. So this is going to be something we'll see weekly as well. I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out and change how the faction war kind of plays out. Okay, so the last bit of the bulk information, the developer talked about knowing that going into this, that this game is innovative, and like what I like to call it is a online melee combat multiplayer. Now that just as a whole causes a lot of questions of how that kind of pulls. So he talks about how that needs to happen. In the future, they're going to be working on the Peacekeeper and the Warlord and some other bug fixes in general. So definitely check that out. I have some videos on my channel talking about the patch notes that just came out and some of how to work with Revenge. So check those out. Without further ado, let's get into some of the real details, the nitty-gritties of what the stream talked about. Let's talk bug fixes. So what they're talking about, for example, is that when you used to be out of stamina, and of course when you throw somebody, they're supposed to fall. But previously, if you would block and kind of trick the game, it would register that stance change and not let you fall over. That was a big issue. In addition to that, some things about the hidden stance not really reacting like it was intended to are going to get changed too. The gear stats themselves, one is by injury. Apparently, if you were blocking, that chip damage would still count as injury. So you would not only get the block build of your revenge meter, but you would also get the injury even if you're blocking. So they changed that in the most recent update to where it's only when you actually take that damage from a hit, not when blocking. So that's good moving forward. Let's talk matchmaking. So first thing that I want to say is that I understand what they were saying about how it can be hard to decide, are you going to pick your, for example, your level 15 Orochi, or are you going to pick your rep 9 Nabushi, or are you going to try out a new character? For me, obviously, I know if I try a new character, I'm going to not only be unknowledgeable in comparison to some of the players I'm going to play against, but my gear is just not going to be able to compete. So they're going to be focusing on finding a way to make that matchmaking better. Apparently they did some improvements in general on how it works, but they still say they want to continue working, and that's something they say they will work on for probably a year and plus, but they want to focus on some of those issues that are so big and really that the community have been repeatedly complaining about. Okay, last big thing, let's talk heroes and then we'll go into the questions. Peacekeeper's getting some work, rebalancing, they say she is overpowered. Warlord's getting some work, specifically around the guard stance. He's not going to be able to attack unless he hits a block, meaning if you go to try and feint or actually try and fake him out, he will not be able to just easily turtle and just kind of wait until you're attacking or out of stamina and so on and so forth. The biggest thing though The Lawbringer. Yes, that's right, guys. Finally, the Lawbringer is getting some work. The community has been complaining about it, people who play with as a Lawbringer for a while. Overall, increased damage. The long arm connects is going to have some side. The side heavy is going to land, not the top necessarily. They can block that. And his post parry game is going to be way better. He's going to be able to do a lot more moves after parrying, including his zone attack, which is a guaranteed and has 5 plus 5 damage. It was 20, and now it's 25. The Kensei and Berserker will be getting some work here in the future, but no set stuff on that. Questions that I want to talk about. Next, I want to talk about 3 questions I thought were really good ones. The first one was that, are you going to take out the elimination boost? No, but they're going to take the time for it to spawn and increase it to 20 seconds, so you can't just take off at the beginning of an elimination round. And it's going to be a 1 second delay longer for you to actually pick up that debuff. So that's interesting. Another question is, when will the stats show that we have this much damage, or that our guard switch speed is at this percentage? They said they are going to address that, but they don't have a set way to do it quite yet, but they want to do that, and it's something that's coming in the future. Last question that they talked about was rage quitters. They definitely say this is a problem that they are working on again, and that they're not saying they're trying to see if that's an issue. They know it is, and they have ideas on how to fix it, but it's about implementation and testing, and that's why they're saying it's not going to be in the next patch, but look for it soon. And guys, that's pretty much it. Like I said, the whole mood was that we are listening as Ubisoft to the community, and we are trying to work on it. Here's some tools that we can say we're going to communicate with you and respond, and so on and so forth. If you like this content, definitely subscribe to the channel and comment. Let us know what you're talking about. What are you seeing that are issues that need to be fixed? And of course, spank that like button. Oh, buddy, spank it. Spank it.